Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special reading for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Fire signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Fire signs, I hope that you're doing well. This is a very special reading. I say that all the time because they are special. This is a special reading having to do with what your ancestors would like to tell you. So we're going to be looking at things like words of caution, words of encouragement, and then their advice. So for your reading, for this series of readings, I have a very special crystal on my desk. It's white howlite, and it's for grounding. So getting back to our roots. And I'm also wearing Mookite crystal, which is all about family lineage healing. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one, Amy Miranda. This is a brand new deck, What We've Forgotten. And the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. It's insane how loud people play their music and for them to think that anyone cares, right? Anytime that happens, with music in particular, it talks about distraction. So you could be distracted at this time. You could be distracted from this reading. I don't know where you're watching it, but Spirit is asking you to come back to the reading. So cards have been pre-shuffled. You know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to burn some Palo Santo. Because another thing about distraction too is that it might serve to get me off my path of what your ancestors want to communicate to you. There are some energies out there that might not want you to know that information, and we're not going to allow that. So, what we've forgotten. One card for the fire signs, please. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Thank you, Spirit. One card came out. The Principle of Correspondence, number 35, which reduces to an 8, which is the Strength card. Getting back, didn't I say getting back to our roots? So these are the Hermetic principles that this is referring to, the principles of correspondence. So we're looking, this reminds me of a video that I watched where this gentleman, I think he was a teacher, and he was saying, you don't realize that for a tree to grow, it has to grow equally in both directions. So as far and wide as the tree grows, so must its roots be, right? So I just want to read for one moment the overall energy of this card, because I don't want to get it wrong, because I'm not as familiar with the principle of correspondence. Interdimensional transmissions working into worlds. Oh, as above, so below. Here we go. That's all I need to read. So it's this idea that kind of what we see in our mind, we can have in our hand, as Baba Jolie always likes to say. This idea that, well, as above, so below. It talks about manifestation, doesn't it? It talks about understanding how much power we actually have to bring things into our reality. And it can be really hard to believe that, especially when, some of us are just down on our luck, We just can't see a way out. That's when grounding ourselves can become really important, because even those negative thoughts can serve to define our reality if we're not careful. Let's say, for example, you're in a lot of debt. You thinking positively will not automatically change how much debt you have, but what it would change is the way that you approach your debt and approach your life. Are you going to be defined by your debt, or are you going to be defined by what it is that you did to overcome that obstacle and thrive, even if it's 1 single cent at a time, and still enjoy your life, finding creative ways to interact with the energy of money. That's just an example. So, as it also references the Strength card, talks about a mastery of the ego. That's what the Strength card is all about. Looking at the things that keep us in fear and overcoming those things, because we cast that off. We cast that fear off as something that needs to define us. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. First card will be caution from your ancestors. Second card will be encouragement. And the third card is advice. 5 cards down already. Thank you, Spirit. So, some fiery energies did show up indeed. First card we have here, I'm just going to try and cover it up just a little bit, just because it's a little, it's the Judgment card, but kind of, I'm not doing this very well, but it's the Judgment card. Major Arcana number 20. Maybe it's better if I just do this. Major Arcana number 20. And it talks about answering the call of spirit. It can also talk about resurrecting things from the dead. Concepts, bad habits, people. Not necessarily from the dead, but from the past. Past memories. But the Judgment call is all about our life's blueprint. So I'm kind of reminded of it in these swirls of what look like DNA. We have a physical DNA, and then we have the DNA of the cosmos, of our soul. So there's a proclivity of our soul to yearn, to want to do something. And when we stray from that path, life can become a little difficult for us because, you know, we are more inclined to do something. So for me, I was told once that my kind of blueprint involved teaching, which makes sense, but I'm not in a teaching profession currently, but to a certain extent, I do some teaching through this channel and also through some creative endeavors. But I'm always drawn to teachers. I'm drawn to learning. And it's where I thrive. Not in every subject. Don't talk to me about calculus. Although I took calculus. I was talking about that the other day. What does that have to do with anything? Maybe you're into math. Maybe you're into calculus. It's okay. Spirit's showing me a video that I watched the other day on TikTok. This British girl was showing the viewer her notebooks for like some crazy, I don't know, college level math. She's a young girl and she just freaking loves math. She's so excited about theorems and proofs and everything in math and everything in those kind of types of sciences. And her notebooks were just, like, her handwriting was so nice. It was beautiful, her notebooks. But that was an example to me of, one, the fact that it was her passion. And you could tell by the way that she took notes that it was her passion. It was like foreign language to me. I looked at her notebooks on her TikTok thing, and it was like beep, boop, 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 beep. It's like it was not registering. there was like, well, not registering. But for her, it was a calling. You know, she's very young, but it just, you could see that it was her language, that she'd come from some star system in the sky where mathematics was just like the language of the universe, right? So in your word of caution, Spirit is showing me that you could have strayed for a while from your path. It's your choice. It's your choice. But when you kind of get knocked off your path, then you're a little worse for wear. You're tired. 9 of Wands. The wounded warrior living to fight another day. It's like if you were always meant to be a teacher, not that you always have free will, but your life path said, oh, you know, we're going to give you all the gifts of teaching. And you said, in this lifetime, I don't want to teach. I want to be at NASA. I want to be an astronaut. And I want to wear a spacesuit and go out in space. It's like, okay, you can or a firefighter, whatever. You can absolutely do that. Nothing and nobody can stop you if you are determined to do those things. However, it comes with a little bit more challenge. And Spirit is pointing that out to me right now. Your ancestors are saying, look, we support you, we love you. We totally support you and we love you. But are you making it like kind of harder on yourself? It's your choice, but they just see you kind of making it hard on yourself. What is the Judgment card about, Spirit? Queen of Cups. Whoa. So I asked for a clarifier for the Judgment card, kind of like, why the caution, right? This is the caution area from your ancestors. It's kind of like, okay, well, what happens if I don't listen to my instinct and my calling? You kind of miss out on something potentially blissful. Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. So first of all, 10-10. You could be seeing 10-10. If you see 10-10, you better figure some stuff out really quickly, because they're trying to get through to you. They want you to love what you are, who you are, what you do. We're not just defined by our jobs, but at the same time, Queen of Cups is loving, giving, abundant, has so much love in one's heart that one can give love freely, because there's such a storehouse of love. And how do we build that storehouse of love? We love ourselves first. We listen to ourselves. We draw boundaries where appropriate, stuff like that. This is like magic energy. Magic. Pentacles talks about abundance in all its forms, financial, health. You know, health is wealth, they just said. Partnership. This is just like contentment in the soul. I'm just so happy. High vibration, they're rainbows. It's like the difference between this and this. Now, this could potentially lead to this. Nope, I don't care if I'm supposed to be a teacher. I want to work at NASA. That's awesome. Your hard work will be rewarded. But it's almost like you could fast track things. In the area of encouragement, Knight of Wands, the Emperor, Aries, you showed up in your own reading. If this was ever fiery energy, you couldn't get more fiery than this, unless there was like a volcano in the background. Knight of Wands talks about impulsivity, spontaneity, great passion, tremendous passion. And the Emperor, the power of all four kings, the King of Kings. Number 4 in the major arcana. Divine masculine. CEO, boss energy. The spearhead, trailblazer, inventor, revolutionary. Just a truly leadership energy. Controlled. In control. Controlling. That's true. Ruling over an empire, right? The encouragement here would speak about doing what you do best, which is to be bold and brave and assertive, taking risks, healthy risks towards your dreams, and doing it masterfully, not haphazardly. This is kind of in tension for me, because sometimes the Knight of Wands can be a little fly by the seat of our pants and haphazard, but the Emperor, extremely strategic, so it's almost like an up-leveling. Can I have a clarifier on the Knight of Wands and the Emperor? What are the fire signs moving towards? Whatever it is, you're not going to have to wait much longer. It's another fire energy, 3 of Wands in reverse. Typically, this talks about waiting on the shoreline, having made a decision, waiting for the ships to come in, just waiting. Not stagnant, because your intention is to move, but it's like you're waiting on others. And Spirit is saying, Spirit's not really telling me what you're moving towards, perhaps because it's different for everyone, but they're saying you don't have to wait much longer. Jump on the opportunity. Like the minute it shows up, do not hesitate. The one thing about these energies, they don't hesitate. When they know, they know. There's something else that wants to be said. Let's pull another clarifier for the Knight of Wands. Okay, I knew it. I could feel it. I didn't know what I felt, but I knew I felt something. The Knight of Wands. So, I asked for another clarifier for the Knight of Wands. I don't know why. I just felt like it had more to say. 3 of Swords. This is the Heartbreak, Heartache card. It's one of the toughest cards in the entire tarot. Talks about trauma, betrayal energies. Just hurt. It's good that the card is in the upright, though, because there's a recognition on your part that you're trying to move past it. But are you just trying to like blast through? Trying to just blast through? What hurt? I don't see any hurt. I don't have to do any healing. I think that's the point there, that Spirit is saying, whoa, buddy. I didn't pull out an extra card for the water signs, so this was meant to be here. They're encouraging you to look at this trauma or this hurt. You think it will slow you down, but it won't. It's the measure twice, cut once. Right? Like, make sure that it's this idea that, right, like if you don't heal your trauma, like let's say you got out of a terrible relationship, if you don't heal the trauma from that relationship, by whatever means you heal that's healthy, if it's like exercising or meditating or communing with friends, or, you know, like going to therapy, whatever your method is. If you don't heal it, you bring it into the next relationship, and it's unfair to that next person, right? So that's kind of what Spirit is encouraging you to do. They're encouraging you to just, you need to deal with this, like really deal with it. Take responsibility for it. Take control of it. Thank you, Spirit. I was wondering, what is your advice? Yeah. Now it makes sense, right? 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups. So you got 2 10s and 2 8s. Well, technically you got 3 8s. This is 35, reduces to an 8. This is your advice from your ancestors. They need you to slow down. Thank you, Spirit. They need you to slow down. Fast action, fast communication. Just slow down a little bit. And reflect on walking away from what no longer serves you. That's what this card is all about. Walking away from 8 full cups because it no longer fulfills us. We might not know what direction we're going in, but we know we can't stay here. 10 10, 8 8, and 8 8 8. Relevant. Even this one. This is the card that I have at the beginning, the cover art. It's 10. Can I have a clarifier? Why do the fire signs need to slow down? Nope. Thank you. Because they're moving too fast. Knight of Swords. I actually don't see this as your energy. This is the fastest knight in the deck. That's why I'm laughing, because it's like ironic. I'm like, Spirit, why do they need to slow down? And then this guy comes in and it's just like, shoo, you know? I actually don't see this as your energy. I see this as someone else's. Knights bring messages, and this knight brings messages of clarity. Truth and clarity. It's almost like if you don't slow down for just a moment, you're going to miss some really crucial piece of information that would really help you on your path. Perhaps point you in the direction that you need to move in, right? 8 of Cups, we know we can't stay here. We don't know where we're going. Perhaps this person is coming in to say, hey, I got you. I got it. I can tell you, I can advise you. A very authentic energy in the upright. Authentic to their sign. I'm kind of, all right, I'm just going to pull one more card because now I'm nosy. What does the Knight of Swords have to say? Damn. 10 again. That's 4 10s in your reading. Please recognize these synchronicities. This is closing out cycles. 10 10 10 10. 10 of Swords and 3 of Swords in the same reading. This is no joke. Your ancestors are like screaming at you right now. It's time, fire signs, to release the trauma. Release, release, release. This is all about, you know, backstabbing and betrayal. And somebody could have done that to you. You don't need to stick around for it, that's for sure. But you need to recognize it and how it's changed you. That it's how it's made you stronger. You know? That was clarifying this card. So, this knight really truly could be a therapist. Just a very, very intuitive friend, parent. coworker. I just saw a feather fly up right outside my window. Your ancestors, your guides, they're with you all the way. They can see this pain. They've been seeing it. You know, it's part of our lesson. Everyone goes through these things. It's how we grow in life. But they have confidence that you can overcome. And so do I. Fire signs. I was going to say Leo. Fire signs. That's your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, fire signs.